Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships. Today I'm playing the Schlieffen and I'm in a division with my friend Pascal in Hussau. The start of the battle was pretty uneventful, so I decided to cut it out. I did 6000 damage to Vermont. Well, you haven't really missed anything. So, in this battle, that we are definitely losing at the moment because, well, we lost 3 ships and the enemy only 1, I made a bit of an error of judgment. I've got to be honest with that. I went wide. I decided to flank the enemy with my Schlieffen, because Schlieffen is a pretty quick ship. But the problem here was that there was basically nobody on that side of the map. And when I say nobody, it's really nobody. Yeah, this island is basically AFK, so I consider that nobody. But besides the island, right here being AFK, so not really a big deal, there was also a Jinan on this side of the map. And that could hurt, like really hurt. Now, we are in a bit of a tough spot. We lost 5 ships, and we are running at a disadvantage because on the other side of the map, the enemy is just crushing our forces. So, we really need to get going, and to push the enemy as hard as we can, I would like to tell you a bit about the Schlieffen, because it is a battle cruiser and not a battleship. There are some pretty big differences between the two types of ships inside the game. It's basically a very big cruiser with battleship guns. Most of the time it's just that, but it's not the case for the Schlieffen. Well, the Schlieffen got a pretty underwhelming main battery actually. It's only 420mm, so you cannot really overmatch anything at your 10 at the moment because, well, the caliber that you see absolutely everywhere at the moment is 457, and 420 is definitely not enough to overmatch a cruiser with 30mm plating. So you really have to be careful with that thing when fighting cruisers. Now, the specialty of the ship, it's really the secondaries. The secondaries are probably the best in class inside the game. There's absolutely no doubt about that. The secondaries are just absolutely amazing. You saw that with the Island, you will see that with the Vermont very quickly. And you will see how underwhelming is the main battery as well. Because of course I made a specialization into the secondaries. If you take a secondary ship, it's not to play it with the main battery, of course. Well, at least that's my opinion. If I want to play a ship with a strong main battery, I would take a Montana or a Vermont as well. Now, the upsides of the ship is that besides the secondaries, you got torpedoes. Quite a lot of it on each side. It's 8 torpedoes on each side. The ship is absolutely, well, it's very quick actually. For a battleship, it's really quick. It's one of the quickest battleships at tier 10. The base speed is something around 34 knots, which is really a lot. Let's be honest. Because most ships at this tier, if they want to achieve such a speed, they really have to use a speed boost, which the Schlieffen doesn't have. So it's very quick on a straight line. But the problem being that, as you've noticed, and as I've said, the ship got very poor armor. But you need to get close to the enemy in order to use everything that you have. So there's a bit of a contradiction with this ship. You are supposed to push the enemy in order to use everything you have, but it's not really designed for any sort of brawling, you know. You can only do some sort of short brawls, you know. Hi Mr. Yoshino, nice citadel you have here. But to be completely fair, if I was in a Montana or a Vermont, this guy would be dead already. But I'm in a Schlieffen, so yeah, he's still alive. Now, I run in a bit of a problem because there's a Jinan right here. And yeah, he just launched a lot of torpedoes. Fortunately, I got a hydroacoustic surge, so I can basically detect the torpedoes from very far and dodge them with ease. that poor Jinan was really thinking, yeah, I'm safe in my smoke screen. But he didn't thought about me being with a Wooster. The Wooster got a radar, so he got radar, and he had to run away from his smoke. And I think he's in a world of pain because he's going to die very quickly. And as you can see, our team just got crushed on the other side. But we managed to somewhat equalize because it's only 4 against 5 at the moment, with the Jinan who just died, and a Yoshino who just took a huge spanking and who doesn't have much HP left. They still have a Tulsa on my right, so I really hope I can send this guy back to port very quickly, which will definitely be a nice thing. And yep, that's a Citadel. Well, it doesn't happen very often to Citadel things with a Schlieffen, I tell you, because the main battery is really as unreliable as it can be. But this time, it worked. So it's 4 against 4. And we can still kill the Yoshino, so it will be 3 against 4. And that could be the key. We need to isolate the enemy by using the islands and the terrain in itself to try to create as much 1v1s, or even better, 2v1s in our favor, of course, to make sure that they get down. And that's probably the best thing we can do at the moment. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm doing with the Yoshino right here. This guy is just alone. There's nobody shooting at me. So he's going to die very quickly. He just took another Citadel. Wow. Well, to be completely fair, the Citadel of the Yoshino is pretty big. So yeah. And we managed to, well, we are in our advantage now. Pascal did an exceptional work on the north end of the map with the Iowa to just, well, stall the enemy push, because that was very detrimental to them. They tried to push an Iowa and a Zao, which is really not a good idea, because the Iowa is just like a small Montana, so it's very hard to kill because it got an improved heal and a very good damage control party. And the Zao is even worse because it's very stealthy, so it can just set fires, and when you want to, well, shoot back, you don't see the Zao anymore, so yeah, ready. And you saw the strategy that I applied during the course of this battle. We tried to isolate our fights. We used the islands and the terrain in order to make sure that we were only fighting against one ship at a time. So we were sure to not get overwhelmed by the enemy while they still had the numerical advantage. And now they lost this numerical advantage because they played poorly. They just tried to still pushing, and they got completely stalled on the north, and we managed to isolate them in the south because of that. They still have a torpedoes, but I mean, really. I mean a Schlieffen, and the torpedoes is fighting a Wooster. Maybe the Wooster will go down. This guy was really of great help, and kudos to you, Mr. Wooster. But yeah, this torpedoes is definitely not going to carry his team. Oh, he's not going to find a victory. It's just going to be an astounding defeat for them, and they really threw it because they just had to stay together in order to win this one. But they didn't, so they are going to lose. And the torpedoes is going into our direction, so we might get a decent shot at this guy. And that's one other thing that I didn't mention about the Schlieffen that is very important as well. To really help, it really helps you to roll the enemy. It's very stealthy. You have a secondary range of 12.6 kilometers, and you are detected at 12.6. So the enemy got a 100 meters range in order to, well, get out, and then there will be just, yeah, death per 1,000 cats thanks to the secondaries. And yeah, that's the victory I was hoping for. Goodbye, Mr. Chirpitz. Hello, victory. So, a bit of a push in the Schlieffen, which is definitely not designed for pushes like we did, but we managed to isolate our fights So we just won. Because they just didn't know how to exploit the advantage that they took during the course of this battle. They just tried to win harder, but it just didn't work out. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I wish you all a very good day, and I will see you all on the next Tuesday for the next video. Have a good one, folks. Bye bye.